Alrighty. So, I'm gonna pull up something. So this is why my ball was bald at first. Uh, that was because um, if you have a hat or a trail like a flag or something that's directional, like the direction of the trail matters. It kind of breaks the illusion of this new map, and you'll see why. So I'm gonna disable both of those again, make my ball bald, and then we'll show off this new map that I started. I had the idea for it uh, the other day and conceptualized it just really quick. Made this single hole yesterday before I went into work, and it's 2D golf essentially. So and you can see the way it works. We're actually looking top down right now, so that way you can still choose the angle to hit, right? Which is why if you have the hat or like a flag, it kind of breaks the illusion a little bit. But it works just like you'd expect it to. And honestly, it's even though it's just a one hole right now, I had a lot of fun just playing this over and over yesterday. Um, and so I'm excited to mess around with this and see what I can come up with. I imagine there's all sorts of things you can do. Ooh, almost. Um, but you could probably guess how this was made. It's really not that complicated. I just have. I mean, because we're looking top down, right? I've disabled the plane in the editor, so there is no ground plane. Um, and there is a lane that you're actually sitting on, but it is invisible, so we can see the sky behind it. But we are rolling on a lane, and then just have a force field that's constantly pushing in the down direction to simulate the gravity, and that's basically it. So, it's really simple, but I think there is a lot of potential, which is interesting to think because it's very limited, right? You only have so much space to fit inside of this like small area, and you can only move in two directions essentially, up or down or left or right. Um, but I think it's a lot of fun just messing around with this, and so I think this is the next map I'm gonna be working on. Um, it's so satisfying for some reason. Like it's so simple, but like I don't know, it's really fun. Um, shit. Anyway, um, so I'm gonna open this in the editor. I still haven't finished my breakfast. Hmm. Where did it go? Oh, it's right there. All right, so yeah, as you can see, this is it. You know, just a flat thing. And then if I come under here, you can see there is a plane here, just a simple lane. Um, it just has an invisible texture, and then we have our play area, of course, and the force field, which just gives it a downward force of 100. Um, then you have the standalone goal, which is actually perfect for something like this because it puts the flag there and everything, and then just made the hole out of hmm, some simple lanes with the pipe texture, and then put the flag in. So it's really simple, um, but it works great. It really does. um, and the thing about this is it's relatively modular. I mean, because of the size constraint, and the fact that it's top down. Literally. Oh, and then one last thing, I have the event here, which is simply just changes the camera so that you're in the camera and not the game camera. And it also resizes the ball to be double scale. Because the ball felt a little too small with it being normal. And so I figured ×2 scale for the ball. It felt like it worked a lot better for this. No, but that's literally it. So in order to duplicate this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just copy the ground plane here. Let me also select the force field and the play area. I'll grab the ground and the walls like this. And also make sure that I have the bottom lane selected as well. And then I'm going to get down here. I'm also going to copy and paste the hole as well, just so I don't have to rebuild that every time, and also so it's consistent. Standalone goal, simple lane, simple lane, simple lane, simple lane. Maybe. Well, it's gonna let me do that. Maybe. Hold up. There we go. Okay. So that is everything selected that I want to copy. Oh, and the camera too. Can't forget the camera. Because the camera is very important because it's, it's locked off specifically so that that area fills the entire frame. So it's important that that's the same as well. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and copy all of that. So there we go. There's our hole 2. And then our hole 3. And then I'll move the flag and stuff according to where I need that to go. So it shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, hole 3. And I guess we'll just keep going down the line, honestly. 4. I did not copy the event because that's going to be specific to each hole, because each camera obviously is going to be unique. So it needs to snap to a unique camera every time. Okay, so that's 4, 5, 6. Just bear with me while I just copy this out, just so I can get all 18 holes laid out, and then from there I can start building them. I'll go on 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Okay. Perfect. That's all 18 holes. That looks like a lot more than 18 for some reason. Anyway. But there we go. I'm just gonna come back into here and make sure that's like square and everything. And also just double check that everything still works here. No, it does not. See it's now that camera is attached to the last one that I just copied all the way across. So this is now, we're looking at hole 18 now. So yeah, now I got to redo this one. So I want to select this camera right here. and change the camera. Okay, so we should be good now. No? Okay. Is this... Huh. I wonder... Do these all have the same ID? Because they shouldn't. I know they're copied, but... They shouldn't all have the same ID. Weird. I'm not really sure why that is. I might just have to set down a new event entirely. Because that might just be forever linked to that one. Yeah, I think so. Because, see, normally when you hover over something to select in the event, right, it'll highlight like this, and you'll see at the bottom the name of the thing. It's not doing that for any of these cameras. So I think I might just need to do this. It's not like the event was complicated at all. It's literally two things. So we'll just do that. Select object. Okay, it's still not doing that. And then also resize the ball as well. Yeah, it's a little strange. Yeah, see, now it's not doing it at all. Well, great. So we've already run into a pretty major problem with the cameras being copied. I wonder if I do this. If I copy the camera and then move it back. Will it let me do it then? No, it's still not. I still don't think it's going to work, is it? Well, that's not good. In that case, what I'm going to have to do is bring up my Notepad app so I can copy and paste some coordinates. We love doing that here. In fact, there's 2 sets of coordinates from the last time I copied and pasted some stuff. Okay, so this is going to be a little tedious. Well, that's great. So if I then delete this, put a camera in here, and then give it those coordinates. Whoops. Copy, paste, copy, paste, and copy, paste. And then just angle it accordingly. In theory, that should be in the exact same spot as the other one. It's still not... Weird, it's still not showing up. Change the camera. I don't know. Yeah, why is that? Is it also changing the ball? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh my god. You know what I forgot to do? auto execute at hole 1 probably. That would probably help. That's probably. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Although that is not in the same spot because we're zoomed in. So that is a little messed up. Can I undo? Okay. Okay, I think that is now in the correct spot. Okay, that says it's invalid now. Weird. Okay, we're gonna copy that and bring it back down. Select this and change the camera. And make sure that this is set to 1 to auto execute. That still is not in the right spot though. Is that the same height as all these others? Z762.94 is not, yeah. For some reason. Okay, so let me copy the Z coordinates on these and change that. Yeah, okay. That should be good now. Yay! Okay, fixed it. We're all good. That was a little headache inducing. I don't know why it felt the need to do that. Oh, and then of course, you need to change the play area for all of these accordingly. Let's see, that was 6, 7, yeah. 8. Anyway, so the fact that all these cameras are copies, like we might keep having that issue. Hopefully not. But we'll see. Okay, 16, 17, and 18. Okay, perfect. All the play areas are set. I'm going to go ahead and save this now that that's all seemingly figured out, at least. Okay. So we got hole 1, and honestly, I think I'm going to leave it as that. I just sort of threw it together really quick, but I think it works as a perfect hole 1 to sort of, you know, sort of illustrate what you're about to get into. So hole 2 here. Trying to think what I should do. Obviously I'm not going to leave the hole in the same spot every time. That would be boring. So what might be a good hole 2? Maybe some platforming stuff? Maybe here's what I'll do. Standalone goal. I just selected something. Okay, this is gonna get a little tedious just trying to select the hole every time. Just because there's a lot of other things in the way, like the force field in the play area. Standalone goal. Let's get those sides. This piece. And of course, this piece. Okay, got it. So now I can move this around. Oh, I have moved snap on still. I want to put this kind of more, well, up higher, and then I think something like that might be good. Somewhere around there. And then here, I can, grab just bottom piece of the lane, and then just copy that and use that for all the pieces that I need. And the great thing about this too that I've thought about is, since the background is just the sky, like if I wanted to, I could design like a box to put underneath this and sort of fill it with stuff. Like I could make one of these look like a cave, or I could make it look like the inside of a factory, or like I could basically like physically design and place assets to create my own backgrounds for each one of these. It doesn't have to just stay the sky, which is fun. I think I like the sky, so I don't know if I will change it. But I do like the idea of this being very modular and very customizable, because it's all very, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. I moved that along the z-axis, which I did not mean to do. So let's not do that. Meant to move it that way. Okay. So just something like that. And this, does get a little tedious trying to line everything up. It's not too bad, honestly. I mean, at this point, I am very used to it. I'm very used to lining shit up. Just by eyeballing it. So, it takes time. But we currently don't have, a tool to auto-align this stuff. But, I mean, that works totally fine. I think that works fine. And then from here, we just scale this out to match up, at least as best as I can get it. It's almost there. This needs to be slightly more. Okay. And I think I will have that one freestanding too. I want to be able to fall off. That's going to be sort of the challenge, right? Like a good game, no matter what it is, a good game will teach you how to play without explicitly telling you. And a great example of that is Portal, the first Portal game. It starts very simple, right? It introduces you to the concept of portals. And then once you kind of wrap your head around how they work, then they give you the portal device, which then allows you to shoot your own portals, but just one portal. The other portal is already placed somewhere, and then you get the option to place the other portal wherever you want. And then once you learn those mechanics, then you get the gun upgraded, and then you can shoot both portals wherever you want. And then that's when things start to really ramp up. Now that you have control over both portals, things get a little difficult. But at this point, you kind of already understand how it works, so it's like you're good. Portal is a great example of a game that teaches you how to play without just telling you. And so that's kind of what I try to do in the maps that I make, is if there's a unique concept, like in this case, it's new. I mean, I'm definitely not the first person to ever think of like a 2D type of gameplay experience, because like I've played another map. It's like Super Mario Balls or something like that, where it's basically like Super Mario. It was like a side scroller, right? You play just by, it was like a 2D platformer essentially. This is similar, but I don't imagine very many people have played a map like this in Golf It before. So, to me, it's important to start simple and then sort of introduce new concepts hole by hole. So by the time you get to the very end, you're doing a little bit more complicated things. And at that point, you understand it already. You know, like you don't want hole one to be like, you got all this crazy shit going on and it's like, you don't know what's happening. So hole one, basic, couple levels, platform up to the hole, right? And then hole two, we're going to be like, okay, what if there's not a backing behind the hole? You could potentially fall off the other side. That's frustrating, of course. And from here, I also want to place a platform sort of lower over here, so that way from the start, you can't just shoot it directly up. Like you have to take a stroke. I'm gonna do something like that. So you have to take a stroke over this way in order to get up. And then if you fall back over the other side here, I do want there to be a consequence for that, in the sense that you roll back. I guess it doesn't really matter, because if you fall down here, you can just shoot that way anyway. I don't want to be able to like shoot back up the way you came. You know what I mean? It's sort of just like, here, try again. But you'd have to take an extra stroke to get up there, which, now that I think about it, is that going to be too frustrating for hole two? Should I not worry about that? Well, the other thing is too, is I'll forget this all the time, but I need to heed my own advice once in a while, which is keep it simple, you know? Don't overcomplicate it. I think I will angle this though, just a bit. We'll do something like that. And then the thing here with angled pieces is just trying to get the corners to line up so it's all flush. Like you don't want like an overhang like that. At least I don't. It really bugs me if you can see something like that. So I try to get it as perfect as possible. Tiniest of gaps there. So we can do it a little better here. Fuck, we moved it down. Okay. I'm just gonna move it up just the smallest amount. That was too much. That was too much. We just want the corners to barely overlap. That is probably as good as I'm going to get it. which from a distance as well, you're probably not gonna notice anyway. So that's fine. And then from here, we just fill in the gaps. Literally, just fill in the gaps. Cool. And I think for hole 2, I think that's fine. I think that works great. So that should be good. And then I've thought about whether or not I want to actually do custom textures on this. I think because the concept of it being two-dimensional is different and unique enough, I don't feel the need to also have different textures. Because like I still want it to be like, oh, this is Golf It, right? I'm not trying to invent a whole new game here or anything. And so I think having the textures be default textures, like just default grassland stuff, I think that helps tie in to the idea that we're still playing Golf It. It's just, it's a little different. Plus I think it looks fine. I do like the textures. Maybe I'll try changing them later if I really feel the need to, but honestly, I think it's fine. Although if we do like some holes where if some hole has a different theme, like if I change the background, maybe I'll change the textures too. But you know, we'll see. Okay, so hole 2 is almost done. Of course, we just gotta put in the whole spawn. We'll just go like right there should be good. Are we on top of the force field? I think we're on top of the force field. Well, we don't want that. Which that's the other thing too, is I'll probably need to go back later and you know the invisible lane that we're golfing on top of right now. I mean you can kind of see it there. Can you see that here too? Oh, you can. I guess it isn't 100% invisible, but in this case you can't tell. So anyway, I guess it doesn't feel like we're on top of it. We're not, so I'm going to pull that down and then also pull that over. Yeah, that should be okay. Okay, then we just add the event, resize the ball, and switch to camera. That's the thing, is oh, and then hopefully we don't have an issue with the camera either. Okay. Yeah, works great. So yeah, essentially, take a stroke over this way. Okay, and take a stroke over this way. Okay, yeah. So you hit it too much. I don't know. Maybe this is too difficult for hole 2. Because also hole 1 is par 2, and hole 2 is, well, I haven't selected par for it just yet, but maybe I will make it just a little bit easier. I'll add some walls to the sides here. Just make it a little bit easier. Because it is hole 2, right? I still think you got to be able to do it within like 2 or 3 strokes. It's only hole 2, you know. Shouldn't be too complicated yet. Like, we're just getting started. Save the complicated stuff for later. Okay, I won't make the walls like super tall, but you know, they'll be there just to help out a little bit. There we go. And then I'll leave that end open, but I will put a short wall on the back here. Just a short one though, cuz like, you know, still got to be careful not to go over. Cool. I think that works. Where's the hole spawn? Where are we? They're right there. There you go. I think that's perfect, you know, because there's a little bit of a wall to stop you, but you can still overshoot it. So, you know, little introduction to platforming, I think, right? Par 3. I'm kind of leaning towards making it a par 4. I don't think I've ever made it hole 2 be par 4. Oh, Taco Core Kid. Hey, thanks, dude. Oh, sorry, I just saw that. But I appreciate it though. So I've been very invested in making this. So sorry I missed that, but okay. So yeah, starting from the beginning, like doing this in 3, right? I mean, you have a corner that you can straight up just shoot to. That's relatively simple. Same with there. And then the difficult part would be this last shot here where you don't want to overshoot it and you don't want to undershoot it. Why did it reset me? I pressed F. Weird. But yeah, so that's 2 strokes to get up here, which is relatively simple. And then the last stroke. Yeah. Not too difficult, but like it's, you know, you are doing something new here. So I think that works for hole 2. It's nothing crazy, but it's you know, it ups the difficulty just a little bit. What time is it? 11:06. Okay. I've only been going for about an hour so far. Oh, sorry. I'm just replying to some stuff really quick here. Okay. I also just heard a Discord notification, so I was wondering what that was. We got a couple of things. Hey, got a new playtester in the server. Let's go. Yeah, I just made the other map public, so I'll have to hopefully stick around for when. Well, I assume this map here is probably going to be the next one I release. Because I don't want to say anything. I don't want to jinx it. But initially, my thoughts are, oh, it's 2D. It couldn't possibly be that complicated to make this, right? I mean, I literally made this map in like, I made the first hole in like 30 minutes before work yesterday. Just as a proof of concept. And the concept proved to work really well, so that's what we're going to do. It's simple, and it's one of those things, too. It's like, you know, my book, I like to show this off whenever I can. Mostly because the oh, it's backwards on the camera. That says altar. The little golf thing I put on here is specifically for writing down golf ideas, taking notes on things, sketching ideas, things like that. And this map in particular, easy to sketch ideas for, right? It's 2D. You just draw what it looks like. Because sketching ideas for other maps, it's like I have to draw one hole at a time from the top-down view. I have to describe it in more detail. This is just like what you see is what you get. You know what I mean? So there's still plenty of stuff we can do. I know this is 2D, but there's still plenty I can do. Like one idea that I've had. Sorry, I'm still eating breakfast. One idea that I've had is I don't know if you've ever played Paper Mario. I personally have never played Paper Mario. I watched my brother play it all the time when I was growing up. And there's the thing, the whole idea of Paper Mario is he's flat, he's 2D. But with the press of a button, you can flip him into 3D and you can break past the two-dimensional plane that you're playing on. So I sort of had the idea that wouldn't it be fun if a couple of times on some of these holes you break past this plane and say you find a pipe and you go through the pipe and it takes you further back down through the background, and now you're playing in this background plane area. Like, you could do so much with this because it's a 2D map, but you're still in a 3D world, and I think that would be really fun to explore that. So I think there's a lot of possibilities here that could be really fun. Not to mention just the basics. You can have like a spinning thing or a rotating or like a door opens. Like, you can still do all that stuff in 2D. The only difference here is that you're pretty limited on the space you have to work with. Each hole can only be so big. But again, with the idea of receding into the background plane, would be really cool. So, all right, hole 3. What are we doing? So we've got your basic hole 1. This is the hole. This is how you score. Hole 2 is, here's some basic platforming to try. You still got walls to help you along as well, so it's not too difficult. So hole 3, do we want to introduce anything new, or do we just kind of want to kind of just like recap the last 2 holes? I don't know. I think hole 3 we need to start introducing our first obstacles. Because right now it's just been relatively open. You just shoot along the path until you get it in. I think hole 3, the path to the hole itself is relatively straightforward. But then there's like a couple of obstacles, moving obstacles, I think would be fun to try. So let's first of all move the hole to a spot where I think it should go. You know what? I think I actually want to move the hole into the ground plane, which means I will have to edit this piece. So, well, I'll do my best not to fuck it up too bad. But I do want to put it in the ground because so far the hole has been elevated. So I'm going to have it in the ground this time. Like, actually in the ground. So let's go ahead and select all of this. We got our standalone goal. This lane, that lane, that lane, and that lane. Perfect. That was so much easier than last time. Okay, so putting this in the hole, so that will just barely disappear underneath that. Perfect. Oh yeah, that is perfect. Okay. So here we're just going to shorten that a bit and scooch it over. And here's a trick. Instead of trying to line this up perfectly just by scaling it, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get it close enough. I'm going to really line it up more with the corner here. And then from here, I can copy it and then use a separate piece to really go in and, you know, with the smaller piece, really get it in as close as I can to just overlapping that piece. And then same on the other side as well. Just barely. And also now that I'm looking at it, I think the hole is set down a little too far. I would like that to be more flush with the surface. So I'll need to move that back. That's fine. I'm right now just working on getting those edges. That looks great. So then we'll go that and scale that to the rest of the way. Perfect. Now I just need a little piece. Excuse me, jeez. Just a little piece for the bottom. And if I recall correctly, the way the camera's set up, you can't see past the bottom. That's kind of the idea, is that the border perfectly fills up the screen. You can't see beyond these walls or underneath the ground here. So all I'm trying to say is if this ground plane sticks out from under the hole, it's fine. You won't be able to see that. But the way that I am, I like things to be neat and organized and look nice. So I will probably do my best to line it up anyway. Just know that it really doesn't matter, though. In this case, it really doesn't matter. So I'm just going to try my best to make it matter, but it really won't. Okay, boom. That's good. That's good. I think it actually sticks up slightly. Or does it? I can't tell. I think it's fine. I'm going to move it. What did I just say about the way I am? Okay, standalone goal. Get the sides. Get the piece. And get the back. Okay. Just ever so slightly down. That was too much. Did that change it at all? I actually don't know. Okay, boom, right there. That's good. That's good. Slightly, you can just barely see there. It is very slightly lower, but that's fine. Because also from way back here, you're not gonna be able to notice, so that's perfect. With the hole, I would rather the hole be slightly lower than the ground than slightly higher, just in case you just barely get to the edge of the hole. I don't want you to be pushed back. I would rather you fall in, because that's no fun. If you're just barely there, and instead of just dropping in, you get kicked out. All right. And like I said, with this bottom piece here, I'll do my best to, you know, line it up relatively well. But like I said, it doesn't matter all that much if it sticks out, because you're not going to be able to see it. So like that's totally fine. Any other situation, that would bother the hell out of me. I promise. But since you won't see that, it's fine. So we got that. We need some more obstacles and some more platforms and stuff. So let's kind of do something similar to hole 1, but like not terribly similar, you know what I mean? let's just build up a bit of a thing here. Ooh, I just thought of something that could be fun. Here, let me turn my angle snap on. We'll do something like this. And again, you know, it's not going to stick out. I mean, you're not going to see it, but it's still going to bother me. So if I can avoid it sticking out, I would like to. So then we take this. Let me move this up to the top here. And we just create this sort of thing where if you hit it just right, you can angle it and bounce it up multiple times here and get past up onto the second lane here. Yeah? See what I'm saying? Get what I'm putting down? Yeah, that's fun. I think that's pretty fun. I'm going to make this just a little shorter, though. Boom. So you can hit it straight, bounce up, and now you're on the top. I'm gonna extend this a little bit because I also want to I haven't had any water this whole time. Okay. It's really interesting working in the constraints of like a top-down 2D type of scenario here, because I mean, coming up with different ideas I never would have thought of otherwise for something like this, you know? Okay, so then I'm gonna grab both of those and then just get that corner as lined up as I possibly can. Let's get the top edge lined up with the corner. Just barely. Perfect. And then this piece lined up with the corner as well. Boom. Nice. Okay, that's looking good. I think you know what? If possible, even yeah. I would prefer, if possible, to actually have this be flat on the top here as well. Ooh, I think I just managed to do it as well. Slightly smaller. Okay, this is where the tedious work comes in that I probably didn't ever anticipate, which is fine. That's just how it goes. Just, you know, wanting to line things up and make it look as nice as possible. Can you blame me for that? I just wanted to look nice. I don't think you can blame me, because that's not fair. Or do. I don't know. I can't. You can do what you want. Okay. Now, rather than trying to scale it perfectly, I'm just going to copy it again just to fill in that tiny gap there. Now, that does overhang slightly. So you bet I'm going to try to fix that. Okay. Oh, wait. No, that's what I wanted to do. Hold on. Shit. Let me grab those two again. I don't know if I can make smaller adjustments than that without typing in super tiny decimal points. That's okay. There's a point at which something is good enough. And that's, I think, kind of what I'm trying to get to. It's just good enough. That's probably fine. I mean, especially from back here, no one's gonna fucking notice that. Cool. Perfect. Okay. That's looking great. Center that up just a little bit better. Nice. Okay. Now I want to add a rotating thing. Oh, that's a good stretch. I don't think I do that enough when I'm streaming or at all. Okay, again, I don't want it to be too simple, so I think that's going to be the bulk of it. I don't think I really want to add much else. I think that's a fun little thing. You know, you could potentially get that around in just the one stroke. And then here, I'm going to add a rotator. A rotator. I hardly know her. So I'm going to grab a rotator. Hey, screen, do you want to go back? Thank you. That took way too long. Okay. Let's add a rotator, and we'll make it... we'll do a custom. We'll change the wall to the pipe texture, actually, and then just do this. I said with the pipe texture. Is it not going to do that? The wall with the pipe texture. Perhaps. I don't know. Maybe I just need to... Oh. That's not what I meant to do. Shit. Okay. Lane. Invisible. Wall. Invisible. Replace single. There we go. Yeah, okay. Let me hold on. Rotate only, yeah, sure. Let's change this to 100. No, 1,000. Jesus. 100 is probably fine. Of course, we'll scale this way down because it doesn't need to be that big. 0.15 is probably fine. Let's go 0.05. I think that's a good thickness. And then the height-wise, I do want it to fill up the entire space. Excuse me. Also, I'm getting a lot of Discord notifications. I think somebody is texting me. Oh, yeah. Hold on one second. Someone sent me a voice note.
Also, my voice sounds incredible right now. Extremely normal.
Oh, no. One of my friends got sick. So they sent me a voice note, and their voice sounds like this, and it's really... It doesn't sound very great. Okay. Oh, they're asking what my best score on Glass Cliffs is, the one that I just posted. I think I made a post about it. Yeah, Jesse Belt already beat my score, I'm pretty sure. You got 43. My best was 44. Yeah, he beat me by 1. That motherfucker. No, my best is a 44. And that was before it was finished, but I'm just double checking, making sure that everything is still the same. But yeah. Hey. How are you? Yay. Okay, I'm just replying really quick. Probably just a little longer. I'm just gonna finish up hole 3 here. Maybe get an idea for hole 4. And I think that'll be good. Wow. Okay. So that should be good. And then we just take this same thing and copy rotate it. Boom. Easy. Now, with something like this, I would normally say rotate only when visible, but they need to be timed against each other so that they stay perfectly like that. So, in that case, they do need to rotate exactly the same way every time. So, there we go. Now I don't know why it's not letting me do the whole custom thing. Well, I could also maybe just see if there's something. There's probably something I could use in pipes, huh? Like a square pipe or something. I should just do that. That'll probably work a lot easier. If we change the mesh, not big pipe, just pipes, and then change it to square. Of course, now I gotta I gotta change the scaling of everything. Let me just make everything back to 1. Okay, right. That is very long. So we want this to be smaller, of course. 0.2, 0.2, maybe 0.25 quarter scale. And then it's very long, so 0.05. Okay, no, longer than that. 0.25. That might actually work. We just need to rotate it along a different axis. So not the Z. Oh, we're going to have to change the offset too. Because the, yeah. Okay, no, it's not that one. It's going to be the Z. This might be annoying. Hold on. This could be annoying. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna shorten it even more. And then just rotate it. Like that. There we go. Except it is now spinning the wrong way. We need negative 100. There we go. Actually, no, that was right. That was correct. What am I talking about? That was the way I wanted it to go. Okay. We'll make this 0.15. That's a bit too long. 0.12. Oh, that perfectly fits inside the little rotating thing. 0.13. Like 135. I think that's good. Okay. Now from here, I'm just going to copy it a couple of times here. There we go. Perfect. Okay. It isn't slightly lined up. It's slightly off. That's okay. Another thing I can add just to sort of help make it look good. I can add something like a little log here or something to put in the middle, or maybe I put I don't know, a nail maybe. That could probably look half decent. Just hopefully you won't really be able to see it behind any of that. And I can actually go down a little bit more. Perfect. I don't think you'll see it behind it. Maybe you will a bit, because I can also just do this as well. That would probably be the best course of action here. Now, I would honestly prefer to extend both of these instead. So if I offset this, I don't know exactly. I'm not offsetting by what? Probably Z, right? Yeah. Offset by Z, and then I don't know what's going to be exactly in the middle. That's the thing. I'm just sort of eyeballing it here. Negative 500 maybe? That looks like it could. Well, that's going to change too if I make this longer. Yeah, if I scale this up more. Oh, never mind. I guess it doesn't. Okay, cool. 0.25 then. Perfect. And then we'll just do the same thing with this one. And then just scale, scale that as well. Okay. Cool. I think that fixes that. Awesome. Wow. Okay, do you want to see what I have so far? I'm just going to put hole 3 down. Make sure it's in the right spot. That might be too low. Hold on. Okay, now I just need the event. Super simple. Resize the ball. And then change to the camera. And then we should be good. Oh, and then also this needs to automatically execute on hole 3. So that that actually does the things. Boom. Okay. Oh. The rotators got messed up. Oh no. Hold up. Sorry. Where are they? Rotator. Uncheck those so that way they will rotate regardless. Okay, I think we're good. There we go. Now I do this for real. Okay, so I think if we hit it and then that's fun. That's really fun. Maybe I'll put a wall on the edge there so you don't fall back as easily. But you do that. And then... Nice. And then you hit it into the hole. Which I missed. That's fun, though. And then here's hole 2, because you didn't see this one either. Oops. So it's basic. You just got some platforming stuff. But I think it's fun. I almost hit it over. Okay, have fun. I'm just gonna steal the wall from this one so I don't have to remake it. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna place it over here. I'll make it just a little taller. That's probably good. Now, I did notice that the hole, being as low as it is, does kind of disappear underneath the angle snap thing, which I didn't think about that because there's going to be the score right there, right? You know, the whole counter and the timer, that GUI is constantly on the top of the screen. F seems to reset you back to here, like back to the beginning instead of to your last shot for some reason. Yeah, it resets you completely. I don't know why that is. Anyway. That's fun. Nice. Okay, this needs to be... What did I have? Did I have par 2 set? I did. It's a 3. I think this is also a 3. Because, you know, you got your one shot there. That's honestly a lot more fun than I thought it would be. It's really satisfying. 1, 2, and then 3. Yeah, I like it. Also, I noticed that this little nail keeps disappearing if you go behind it. So I'm just going to move that slightly. That's something that I might keep in mind later too, because since the camera's locked off, so, you know, certain angle of things might look better than others simply based on where the camera is. There we go. Perfect. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna save this. What time is it? 11:40. So yeah, we'll save this. We'll play through what we've got so far. $2D. We got first 3 holes down. That's exciting. All right. And you know, obviously everyone else is going to be different, but my ball being yellow, I think perfectly complements the colors that are going on here, because you know, you got the bright blue background and then you've got the green floor and the red flag. So the ball being yellow actually makes a lot of sense. Did not work very well. It looks like I'm not getting par. Oh my god. You know what? We're going to restart. I'm doing really bad. Oh, okay, we're good. There we go. I do like the immediate change to the hole too, which allows me to do something interesting, because I thought about this before, which is between the holes, right? Here, we'll do this again. Oh no, I shot it over. An F resets you for some reason. I genuinely don't know why that is. That could have something to do with the fact that the whole thing is just one play area. Maybe. Anyway, the fact that the camera does immediately switch. Fuck. Oh, man. Maybe I gotta make these pars a bit more forgiving. Oh, that's not a good spot to be in. See if I can trick shot this. Oh. There we go. Yeah, but since it just immediately switches like that, I feel like that allows me to, I can insert like a screen right at the start of every hole, like a little graphic or something. I could like design something, import it on a custom object, and have it show at the beginning of each hole before you start, just like a title card or like hole 3 or something like that, or like a fake loading screen. I don't know. And also, yeah, so this works fine. I might raise the hole up. I like the idea of it being on the very ground, but the fact that, you know, because like I said, the strokes and the timer overlay, those GUI elements, they sit at the very top of the game all the time. And so like you can see the hole, sure, but you can easily go behind the strokes thing, which may not be great. So I might want to move the hole up a little bit so that that doesn't happen. So yeah, bear with me here. We're just gonna select all this stuff again. Standalone goal. Thing behind that. Both of those. And that one as well. And I'm also going to snag these pieces that are all the way. Oop. Didn't mean to grab that one. That's fine. And then we'll just move them up. Ooh. Yeah, I didn't mean to grab that bottom piece. Whoops. That needs to go back down to where it was. Now that's slightly gonna be slightly off from where it was originally, but that's fine. It's probably not a big deal. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Now from here we'll just fill in the gap, so that's nice and flush there, and then we'll just copy this a good few times and just get the gaps filled in there. There we go. So that should fix that. Just double check that it still plays normally. I don't see why it wouldn't. Ooh, that was smooth. That was real smooth. Oh, I bounced over. God damn it. Anyway, yeah, that works. Another thing I wanted to try was, I know this is very early on to be messing with stuff like this, but I was curious about potentially using a post-processing volume here. We'll go ahead and set this down by hole 1. Because I'm curious. We unbound this. Materials. I think there is... Let's see. Monitor effects. Oh, that's heavy. That is heavy as hell. Okay, obviously... Jesus Christ. Yeah, obviously I wouldn't want them to be this extreme. That's crazy. Distortion. I don't want it to bulge a ton. Just a bit, you know, make it look like a CRT, maybe. Let's just go 0.1. And then the intensity of the lines. Actually, I don't... Oh, the line count. There we go. Yeah, that's way too high. That's what's causing these weird bendy artifacts here. So if we make those lines less, like 50, maybe 100. Yeah. And then just turn down the intensity so you don't see it as much. Maybe 0.2. That's probably good. Yeah. And then the entire thing will turn down just a bit. Why did that change like everything? That makes no sense. Okay. Yep, that's fine. We'll also change like the brightness. Can I change that? Well, I wonder if there's anything else I could add. There's pixelize. Ooh. That might be fun. Pixel height, pixel width, so it's 4x4. Let's make it maybe 3x3. Honestly, I think 4x4 was probably good. It seems it's slightly too heavy. 3.5 by 3.5. There we go. And then yeah, because of the monitor effects, that makes everything a lot brighter too, which I don't necessarily want. So I'm wondering if one of these LUTs might work. That looks weird. Ooh, maybe Blockbuster too. It's still brighter, but not a ton. Blockbuster 3 is even brighter, so maybe not that one. Ooh, maybe 4. 4 might be good. Maybe not 5. Definitely not 6. So far, 4 might be a good one. 9. That's too bright, I think. There's so many different LUTs to choose from. It's crazy. That's way too bright. Jesus. And maybe it's not Blockbuster at all. Anyway, 4 seemed pretty okay. I also liked 2. But I don't know. Day, night, dark edge. Wow. So many different things. Exposure low? Is that what I want? I think so. That's actually the closest to the original. I think we'll do that. Because, yeah, the monitor effects, yeah, they make it brighter, and then the exposure low takes that. Okay, perfect. I think if we're going to do LUTs, I think that's going to be good. That's kind of fun. Admittedly, I don't know if I like it completely. The pixelization might be a bit much. Maybe I'll change the pixel height to 2 instead. So it's still pixelated, but not as much. Yeah, I think I like that a little better. And then the monitor effects, I think I'm also going to tone down a little bit more. Let's see. Well, that's the thing. Turning it down seemed to do some weird stuff to it. Like it changed the scan lines and everything. Which doesn't make sense, because material strength, is that not just how it blends? Oh, weird. The opacity blending. Okay. Well, I don't think we want opacity blending. That doesn't seem to do anything in this case. Blend mode, normal. I don't think most of these blend modes are... Oh, that's rough. I don't think most of these blend modes are going to work that great. Soft light actually seems kind of okay. Maybe. Screen. We get like this doubling effect because things aren't perfectly lining up. But maybe that's fine. Oh god, that's totally not. Definitely not fine. The doubling effect. Jesus. Also, that's really bright. That's not gonna work. That's definitely not gonna work. Yeah. Overlay. Yeah. Maybe just leave this with normal. Okay, line count scaled. Oh, whoa. We can just do that. Okay, interesting. Well, hold on. That actually maybe gives me an idea. I can scale it slightly. Maybe 1.1. And then on top of all this, add the, what is it? I've used it before. Letterboxing. Yeah. And then we just change the size. Okay. It's probably the best we can do. Yeah, that could be interesting because you could see the curved. That looks more like you're looking through a monitor, you know. Oh, that's fun. I think that actually would work pretty well. Again, I want to tone down. Oh, where did it go? I want to tone down. Yeah, that changes the view quite a bit. Like the scan lines and the TV and everything, they look great. But I do want to tone them down just a bit. It's just weird that changing the material strength like distorts this stuff so much more. I don't really understand why it does that. I just want the scan lines to be less prominent, that's all. Blend mask. That doesn't seem to do anything. Blending opacity. Again, that's not good. Because that does some really weird stuff. That's not what we want to do at all. Oh yeah, and then we can change the amount of distortion as well. Which seems to do the exact same thing in both cases. Oh, intensity. There we go. Oh, was this just at 1? No. I had it turned down already. Point 1. Okay, this will be good. We'll go 0.5 for intensity 2, and then 0.2 for the scan lines. Now, that made it a little bit darker, but we can just go to the exposure low and actually just change this to exposure medium. Maybe that's too much. Fuck. Oh. Oh, shit. Oh, we can just change the intensity of the LUT itself. Okay, so if we do medium and then just... No, we need exposure low, because we do need it to be lower than normal, but we just need to bring some of that brightness back. Like 50% would be perfect, I think. Okay, cool. I think that is, like, really nice. It's like, you know, it's not super in your face, but, like, you know, there's some scan lines there, some static, and it kind of looks like we're looking through a monitor, you know? Although, if we are going to do this, it does seem like, where'd it go? Post-processing volume. There you are. I might make the pixels bigger again. Like 3x3. Might be good. Yeah, I think that's fun. Here, let's save, and then let's play through the 3 that we have and see what that looks like in, like, an actual game. Obviously, I'll change the background thing. Dude, okay. Yeah. I think that's fun. It's just, it's a shame that I can't, actually, you know what? I was just about to say, it's a shame that I can't, you know, with like the letterboxing being just black. I can totally, instead of having the black letterboxing, I could just import, like, yeah, like import a texture of a TV border, and like physically put that in front of the camera instead of doing the letterboxing. So that way there is an actual thing, so it looks like a TV screen. I don't know. I think that's really fun though. I actually really like the look of this. I think that's really fun. Obviously, I'll change the music, and right now I just have the sky in the background, but I could potentially, you know, I could fill that in with whatever the fuck I want, you know? Oh no. Overshot. Yeah, this is really fun. And, you know, the post-processing stuff, I mean, maybe the black is fine, honestly. Like, maybe I don't need to have an actual TV border. Maybe the black is fine. Because it also helps put the timer and the strokes UI more outside of the actual gameplay area, so it's not covering up as much. God damn it, I did it again. Maybe I need to make that wall a little bit higher so it's not too difficult to get in, because again, this is a part 3. And every time you mess up, if you overshoot it, it's a minimum of 2 strokes to get back to where you were. I don't know. This is fun though. I really think this is gonna make to be a really fun map here. Oh, that almost went straight in. Nice. Hey, well, I really fucking like this so far. So, you know, let's play through it one more time. This is a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie. It's completely different from what Golf It usually is. But I don't know. I've always liked arcades and stuff like that, and I'm sad that a lot of them are dying. You know, so the fact that this kind of takes you back to like almost like being in an arcade, you know, I think it's super fun. Oh, almost. Yeah, honestly, the scan line, like the TV effects, the pixelization, and everything, it really ties it all together. I think it's really fun. I don't know. I'm having a good time. Shit. And we're only we're only 3 holes in so far. You know, like I was saying before, I think I'd be really excited to like have like a pipe that would take you, like say if there's a pipe at the edge of the thing here, you go into that pipe and then it takes you further into the background, and now suddenly you're playing on a different playfield that's behind all this other stuff. That would be so cool. Ooh, nice. Yeah, no, this is super fun though. I think it's simple. I mean, that's kind of the idea. It's 2D. It's flat. I also just noticed there, I don't know if you can tell, but the pixelization effect has kind of made this top bit, you can kind of see here, it looks like it doesn't quite line up now. But that's probably fine. Can you just shoot underneath this? I guess it wouldn't be too hard to do, huh? You just wait for it. Or maybe. Because the whole idea... Okay. You can just shoot underneath it. So I kind of wanted the idea to be that you can't shoot underneath it. You have to go over. But maybe that's fine. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream there. But I am glad I started doing some work on this. And especially adding the monitor effects, the scan lines, you know, all that stuff. It is such a small change and does absolutely nothing to change the gameplay whatsoever. It's purely aesthetic and visual, but it makes it look so much more like what I'm going for, I think. So I'm really excited about this. And also, like I said, at least compared to the last map that I just finished up that we debuted at the start of stream today, because that one I started last April and just finished it like couple days ago. It was very tedious and very time consuming, but this one, with it being flat, you know, it's all essentially a preset. You know, you have your preset size of box that you play in. You have certain elements you could put in there, and then and like I said, with the whole going through a pipe and going to like a deeper something in the background, you know, that would be really fun. But also I can't imagine that would be too difficult. Like, it would be more work, sure, but I think that's the thing compared to the last map that I just put out. I really don't feel like I'm limited by anything. Like, if I could do that one, I could do anything. You know what I mean? And this one so far, I think the concept and the way it's built and everything is just a lot more simple to put together. So basically what I'm trying to say is I don't think this one is going to take me a year to finish, you know? Like, I honestly could probably have this done within a couple weeks, maybe a month tops, you know? Just in my free time and in between doing other stuff. So hopefully we don't have to wait too long for this one to come out. But I am really excited. It's like I said, it's only 3 holes, but God, it's fun. It's really fun. It really is. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. I tend to do that a lot at the end of these streams, but anyway, check out the links and stuff. There's the YouTube, the Discord and everything down below. Be a great place to stay up to date with what's going on. I post stuff on Discord, and then also the Perfuse Discord, the official Discord of the golf community. I don't have a link down there. Maybe I should post one. I don't know. It's not my own personal Discord, but I am active on there a lot. So if you're a part of the Golf It community's Discord, then I'll be on there a lot as well, posting updates and stuff. I also post when I stream. So yeah, links below. Check those out. I like doing like YouTube videos, challenges, tutorials on, you know, building maps and stuff like this. Those are probably my most popular videos, are the tutorials. So anyway, yeah. thanks for hanging out, and I will be back next Sunday around the same time, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Same as always. So, but yeah, that's enough said. So I'm gonna end it there. So thanks for hanging out, guys, and we'll see you next time. So take care.